What's going on, everybody? Price Tag here, and I got a new video for you guys on unboxing the Fluval FX UVC inline clarifier. This is my first time installing one of these, and I'm excited to share this experience with you guys. So let's get started. This is a UVC clarifier, and all this does is clear up any type of cloudy water or any type of green water, and it's supposed to keep it that way to make your fish look like they're floating in thin air and make things crystal clear. This is not to be confused with a UV sterilizer, which is more in turn of course, making your water clear, but more so getting rid of like your internal parasites and stuff like that. So this is just a clarifier to make your water look crystal clear. All right, with that being said, this is reading right from the box. It is 6 watts of power and 20,000 hours of life to it. And that's for continuous use, if your preference of running it that way or not. It is run by a CCFL, which is a cold cathode fluorescent lamp. So that just means it just runs cold instead of a real hot lamp that could burn out. And the one thing that's nice about this compared to the UVC clarifier for like your 307, 407 is the bulb is actually replaceable, and we'll unbox that too when we get to it. So that's kind of nice about this here, is you can actually take the bulb out and replace it instead of replacing the whole unit. This is also designed to work with your FX2, 4, 6 at full flow capacity. That's what this is made for. So you shouldn't have any issues with flow, as far as everything being clear and your filters are running correctly. It also comes with a 3-year warranty and an extra 2 years when registered online. So that's 5-year warranty for this if any parts go bad or anything like that. So that's pretty sweet too. Another thing that's nice is that this is multi-directional, and I'll explain that too when I get into the video of whenever I install on my FX4. And what's nice about this too is they actually include adapters. So if you wanted to plug it into your smaller filters like your 307, 407, that you can actually use this clarifier for those filters. So that's pretty nice too. So let's get to the unboxing. And unboxing, here we go. Wow. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention too is they have this little stand that you can mount on the wall here, and it hooks onto the side. So instead of installing it on the filter itself, you can put it on the wall and mount it. So that's kind of neat. Here's your adapters. So if you wanted to install this on your smaller canister filters, these are the 1" to 5/8 inch. So that's pretty cool. Here's your clamps that you get for your adapters. This box here is your probably power supply. Yep, power supply. Set that aside. And here it is. This is the UVC inline clarifier. Doesn't look too bad. So here's like how your adapters would work. You would just kind of put them on here and then connect your hoses with your clamps. So that way you could use it for your smaller canister filters. So that's pretty cool. And then this here is what you put on for installing it onto your filter. So whenever we connect it, you'll kind of see here, then it'll kind of sit on top of your FX and it'll kind of mount like this. So that way, whenever you have water coming out of your filter, with this angle here, it'll come out of your filter, it'll sit there, go into your clarifier, and then it'll come out and go back into your tank. So, ta-da! And of course, manual, who cares? All right, also, here's where your lamp goes. So you just have 2 screws here. Oh no. And dose. Boink. And then this pop, and this just comes off. Has a little plug in here. And then you have your lamp. Oh, right here. Let's not break it. So that just sets right in here. This will snap back into place, and you pop your top. So that's where the lamp goes. All right, this is actually going to be installed on my FX4 upstairs on my peacock and hat tank. So let's go upstairs, up there. Hey, you did a good job down there. You really knocked it out of the park. Thanks. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you what my water looks like now, and then I'll do another short video afterwards as like a result of after installing the clarifier, just to see how much of a difference it made maybe in like a week or two from now, and then do another short video as an update to part 2 of this series. And I'm also going to do a water change because it's due for one, and then we'll get that clarifier installed. But let's see this water first. All right, so here's what my water looks like right now. It's not too bad, but I feel like it could be better. It's a little bit murky and cloudy, so I feel like this clarifier would help it out a little bit. I added a wave maker not too long ago just to help with aggression and to help push the water over to the other side. And the FX4 is actually working pretty good. I got really good flow out of it. But like I said, I'm going to do some maintenance for water change and maybe clean the glass up a little bit. But other than that, this is kind of what it looks like now. So let's get started. Alright, so the water change is done. I went ahead and turned on the wave maker just to add some service tension while I'm doing my project here. But I went ahead and did the shutoff valves over here. The input and output are shut. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this output out of the water and drain it, and then move to the next step. Alright, so I got my return valve and piping off. The next step to do is I'm going to take this clamp off right here, and I'm going to remove this and I'm going to place it back onto here. Just like this. Alright, so that valve is put back in place, and I'm going to move on to the next step. Alright, so the next part that I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the output of this hose. I'm going to put it on the end of the clarifier. Now, like I said earlier, this is actually multi-directional, so if you put it to go through here and out here, or even through here and out here, it doesn't matter. But for this video purpose, I'm going to use this side. See? Just like that. Now that that's on there, I'm going to attach this rubber piece here, this little elbow, and I'm going to attach it to that side there, and it'll be attached right in there, right at the end on that valve. And on a side note too, if you decide to not install it directly on the filter, this is where this bracket comes in, that if you wanted to mount it, they have this right here. That way, if you wanted to mount it on the wall, you could just slide this on and it would latch into place like this. So that way it wouldn't be on the filter. You could have the option of maybe like hanging it on the wall like this or something like that. So I might do that in the future. We'll see. This is this is how I'm going to do it this way, and then we'll see if I decide to mount it on the wall or not.
But I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now, ooh, when you're gone, ooh, I know things won't be the same no more, I'm sure. It'll take a while 'cause I'm still sore, yeah, now.
Alright, so I got my hose clamps on, and I did set this up in a way to if I ever did have to change the bulb, that I can still have good access to unscrew those 2 screws there and take the bulb out and not have anything be in my way. And just fed the hose back up to here. Another thing too, if you do decide to use this little mounting clip that you can put up against the wall here, is you do have to buy a separate hose in order to connect it from here, and then set it up against a wall so you have a hose to reach from here into here. So that's one thing to keep in mind. All right, now the moment of truth. Turn everything on and see if it works, and no leaks. So let's see what happens. All right, everything is plugged in. The UVC indicator light, if you can see, that indicator there showing that it is on and it's working. And no leaks, which is always a plus. And it seems like I installed everything the way it was supposed to be. Alright, so here we are about an hour in after the water change and the installation of the clarifier. This is really more or less just looking to see where it's at now, and then maybe a week or two do a follow-up review of how everything looks. Because right now it's just a little too early just to see how much of a difference it makes. So this is what we got going on at the moment. All right, the installation is complete. I say I get a 2 thumbs up for ease of installation, and it worked out pretty well. So let's go back downstairs to our friend and do our final thoughts. Hey, are you still down there? I'm all done. All right, thanks. That guy up there thinks he's so cool because he can install an inline clarifier. Ooh. So with my final thoughts, the installation was a success. No leaks, that's the important part. Long story short, I tried another version of this before and I had a ton of leaks. So this was like a comeback from that last one. But it wasn't Fluval, so. Some perks about this, they do give you a couple extra clamps, so that way if you do buy that extra hose to mount onto the wall of wherever you decide to put this clarifier, and they give you these, you don't gotta buy them, so that's kind of neat. They also give you, with your bracket, they give you a couple mounting screws as well. So, I mean, that's kind of neat, they give you a little extra hardware. And of course, like I mentioned, they give you these adapters if you want to do it to the other canister filters. And the funny thing is, I actually found a hose. But whether I decide to use this or not, because this is spare hose that I actually found, and it might be a little too long, but I mean, it'll work, it's just a long hose. But anyways, here we go. The Fluval FX UVC inline clarifier. I'm looking forward to seeing the results here in about a week or two and give you guys a little bit of an update. But I think it worked out pretty well. I can't complain too much. I guess the only thing that was difficult is to try to position the elbow onto the outlet with the outlet hose. I spent a little bit of time on that, but it really wasn't that bad. So the ease of installation is great. And I'm really, like I said, looking forward to seeing the end result and to see how much of a difference it makes after I give it a little bit of time. But yeah, if you guys want to look into this, the only thing that I have looked into is being able to find this is on eBay. And I'm from Ohio, so I'm not sure if other states or if this is only available in like a certain country. I haven't looked into that yet. But it's not sold in like PetSmart, Petco. None of my local fish stores have this yet. So this is where I bought it from, was eBay. So I'm not sure. It wasn't even on Fluval's website. So not really sure how you can get a hold of it other than eBay. But I think I got it for maybe like 125 bucks maybe. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I sure enjoyed it, especially when everything goes the way it should, because that makes it better for me too. But until next time, see you guys. Have a good one.